The Carzul warship Iron Maw had rules etched so deeply into its hull that even the oldest crew whispered them with reverence. They were the laws that had carried the pack through 7-star systems and countless victories. Rule 1. The Alpha's cubs were untouchable. Rule 2. Humans were prey, useful at times but never respected. Commander Versh, silver-furred and cold-eyed, had never felt a reason to challenge those truths. Not until the day she returned from a raid to find her den hollow and silent. Her cubs were gone. Security footage revealed a scene she replayed again and again, each time more unbelievable than the last. A human designated Unit 43E, captured 3 cycles prior, had entered the cubs' chamber while Versh was away. Her claws slid from their sheaths as she watched the recording. Rinka and Selly, barely past their first molt, approached the strange figure not with predatory intent but with the unsteady curiosity of youth. Unit 43E had been servicing ventilation systems when it encountered them, and instead of fleeing or panicking, the human did something no manual, no war doctrine, no Carzul instinct could have predicted. It sat down, cross-legged, relaxed, and began producing sounds, a soft harmonic pattern of tones utterly alien to Carzul battle sense. Rinka drew closer, bolder as always, touching the human's hand. The footage cut off there. The cubs and the human vanished into the maintenance labyrinth. "Deploy kill squads," Versh ordered, her voice carrying across the bridge like a blade. "Recover my cubs. Eliminate the human immediately." But the squads found nothing. Not the cubs, not Unit 43E, only hints, only echoes. And then the ship changed. Within weeks, systems that had been limping along for cycles suddenly hummed with an energy the Iron Maw hadn't known in decades. Faulty weapons arrays calibrated themselves. Overstressed conduits ran cool and steady. The antique water reclamation unit, long considered a miracle if it worked above 60% efficiency, jumped to 140%. Crews whispered of shapes in dim corridors, small, upright silhouettes darting between bulkheads, too small to be adult Carzul, too quick to be human. They carried tools, left behind tightened bolts, cleaned filters, rewired small sections of power lines. Some crew reported hearing a voice, sharp, instructive, patient in a way that grated against Carzul sensibilities. Versh pieced the truth together slowly, begrudgingly. Her cubs were alive, and the human, impossibly, was guiding them. Anger gave way to bafflement, then wary fascination. Unit 43E should have used the cubs as leverage. It should have escaped, yet instead it repaired her vessel. 3 months into the disappearance, a datapad appeared outside Versh's quarters. No one claimed responsibility, but inside lay a full schematica, a redesigned shield array promising a 60% boost in defensive capacity. The design bore human logic, angular, conservative, efficient, but smeared across the margins were claw-scratched annotations unmistakably made by Rinka. The hunt continued, but Versh changed the order. "Observe," she told her hunters, "no direct contact." For the first time she considered what the human was truly doing, not hiding, not plotting escape, teaching. Teaching her children to read systems, understand the ship's skeleton, question its design instead of accepting it. Teaching them the kind of strength that comes from building rather than breaking. The revelation solidified during a Sethari assault. 3 Sethari Dominion destroyers ripped out of hyperspace, descending upon the Iron Maw as it hung vulnerable, half-docked at a remote outpost. Boarding pods slammed into the hull as Versh's officers shouted over one another. Multiple breaches along decks 7 through 12. "Seal all sections," Versh barked. "Prepare for." The ship shuddered, but not from explosions. Across the vessel, defenses Versh had never seen before roared to life. Hidden compartments split open to reveal automated turrets. Bulkheads reinforced by unfamiliar composite braced under pressure. And then the re-engineered shield array, the one that shouldn't have existed, powered up, singing through every plate of the hull. Then the bridge doors slid open. Rinka and Selly stepped inside. Versh froze. Her cubs had grown, lean and wiry from months navigating maintenance tunnels, but it was their appearance that stole Versh's breath. They wore armor, human-style armor, but rebuilt from broken plating, wiring, and scavenged parts. It wasn't elegant. It wasn't ceremonial. It was functional. Rinka's suit bristled with tool attachments and diagnostics. Selly's shimmered faintly with shield emitters and improvised comm arrays. Behind them walked a pale, thin, exhausted Unit 43E, Marek now, she realized, for the human had earned a name in her mind even before she permitted one. Its eyes were sunken but alert. In its hands, the datapad glowed softly. "Commander," Marek rasped, voice rough from months of minimal speech. "Your cubs asked me to help defend their pack. The systems you see, those were their work. I only provided guidance." Versh stared at the two young Carzul who stood before her not as naive cubs, but as creators, innovators. They radiated a pride she had never seen in them before. "Why?" Versh demanded, her voice low and trembling with a mix she refused to name. "You could have escaped, killed them, fled." Marek's lips curled upward in the human gesture Versh had learned to interpret as amusement. "They asked me why things worked the way they did," Marek said quietly, "and no one, no matter the species, should be punished for wanting to understand. And besides," the human nodded toward the tactical display, where Sethari forces were being cut down by the ship's new defenses. "I promised them I'd keep them safe." Hours later, after the Sethari were routed with minimal losses, a feat no Carzul captain had ever claimed, Versh watched her cubs animatedly explain their systems to bewildered engineers. They spoke in hybrid jargon, Carzul terms peppered with human concepts. That night she summoned Marek. The human stood rigid, clearly ready to die. "My cubs have chosen you," Versh said, each word heavy. "In Carzul tradition, such a bond is sacred. You are no longer prey. You are pack." Marek blinked, struggling for words. "Thank you, Commander." "Don't thank me," Versh said, a hint of dry humor creeping into her voice. "You've created something far more dangerous than any warrior. You've created thinkers. The galaxy will never anticipate what comes next." After Marek left with Rinka and Selly chattering excitedly about new ideas, Versh updated the warship's doctrine. Rule 1 remained untouched. The Alpha's cubs were sacred. Rule 2 changed forever. Humans were not prey. Humans were teachers. And that made them the most dangerous species in existence. Beyond the viewport, the stars stretched into ribbons as the Iron Maw slipped into faster-than-light transit. Somewhere deep in its tunnels, two young Carzul in human-crafted armor plotted refinements to the engine core, while their human mentor watched on in quiet satisfaction. Versh had lost her cubs for a time. They returned transformed, builders instead of breakers, protectors instead of conquerors. They returned wearing human armor. And the galaxy would never again be what it had been.